Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. This is League One predictions. It's a midweek, round 32. We are talking about football. We are going to talk about all the games. If you have any interest in not listening to every single one, please look below. Everything is timestamped. Ian is looking at me like I'm a crazy person. So Ian, please lead us into match number one.
Coventry City versus Portsmouth.
We haven't seen what they've done this weekend, but both Coventry City and Portsmouth are on really good runs of form. Portsmouth finally in form. Coventry maintaining their form. They've just lost a penalty shootout to Birmingham. At home, away, let's not get into that. We've done 2 whole videos on how annoying their match situation is. It's killing Ian's soul, as you can see by the eyes. I'm going to go against what I actually think is going to happen, and I'm going to say Coventry City to win at home 2-1.
I really wouldn't be shocked if that happened. I mean, this is another one of those games that feels far too big to be a League One tie. It's amazing how many big sides are down in League One this season. Both sides are going really well, so that you would expect this one, again, it's either going to go two ways, isn't it? It's going to be a high-scoring classic, or it's going to be a dull, tight, nervy affair which neither side wants to lose. Thomas, I was just going to say on the timestamps, yes, you can click on the timestamps, but really you should be drinking in and savouring every word that we say.
Yes.
Because although it may be nonsense, it is somewhat entertaining nonsense. I think this one is going to be a draw, actually. I'm going to sit on the fence, splinters in the backside and all that. Coventry really unlucky against Birmingham. Birmingham's equaliser, what a fluky goal. Like, cross-come shot. And Pep Clotet came out and said, "Oh, we deserved it." It's like, shut up, did you balls? 1-1, no, let's go a bit better. 2-2 draw.
Blackpool versus Gillingham.
Oh, I see how it is. You get to talk first about the good games. I have to talk first about the games no one wants to hear about.
The first game is always the fun game. After that, pretty much garbage until the final one. That's the
Disregard everything I said about timestamps. Feel free to use them to skip games like Blackpool versus Gillingham, because Lord knows most other people will be. Well, Blackpool, we don't know how they got on as a weekend, as you said, Tom, but they are in a horror show of a run. The form's just really taken a nosedive, as we keep commenting on every week. Gillingham, yeah, they're a difficult side to beat, and I can see Gillingham winning this one. I can see it not being a high-scoring affair. I'm going to go 1-0 to Gillingham.
Unfortunately, Ian, I'm going to have to double that score. 1-0 to Gillingham.
Doncaster Rovers or Bells versus Bolton Wanderers.
Finally, a match where I can back my Bells and be at least 80% confident they're going to win. Bolton are nothing short of shambolic and are going down. Thank God it's almost official, but not yet. But Southend did pick up a win, which moves them further ahead of Bolton. Both are still going down. Doncaster Bells, I'm predicting a return to form here. I'm predicting 3-0 to Miladies.
Hard to argue with that. Yeah, you'd have to say this is going to be a game that's too difficult for Bolton to mount a challenge in. Doncaster, form's been a little bit up and down though. They seem to be on a win a game, lose a game kind of run. So this is going to be the one where they win. I'll just go a little bit less, 2-0.
AFC Wimbledon versus Ipswich Town.
Oh, God, I really hope Ipswich do a job here. I really hope Ipswich come and beat AFC Wimbledon. It looks like AFC Wimbledon, although credit to them, it does look like they are going to secure another season in League One, which is a really good job, seeing as the size of their club and the playing staff. And we all know it's only a matter of time before they pack up and move to Milton Keynes anyway. So enjoy it while you can, Wimbledon fans. You'll be starting another Phoenix club sooner rather than later, one would think. Anyway, I'm going to back Ipswich. I backed them to lose at the weekend. I'm backing them to win in this one. I think it will be a solid 2-0 win.
I can't believe I'm going to do this, Ian, but I'm going to echo your scoreline on this of 2-0.
Boo earns! Boo earns!
You can't see Ipswich losing this, and you really hope they don't lose this. And with Wimbledon, every now and then they pull out a result, which is keeping them in the league. But what are they, like, almost 20th? Maybe they are 20th right now, 24, so... yeah, 2-0.
Tranmere Rovers versus Bristol Rovers.
Oh my God, it's a battle of the two Rover car factories. Tranmere's Rover car factory is up in Liverpool. Bristol's is kind of in the lower regions below them in Bristolia. Both of them produce some fantastic cars of the Rover variety. Obviously, the Tranmere Rovers are the third best club in Liverpool.
Thank you.
Bristol
I thought
Rovers.
you were going to miss it.
The Bristol Rovers are the second best Rover car factory in all of Bristol. So, it's second versus third in their own respective city. It's a bit awkward in that way. I have got a stale 0-0 draw written all over this for me. Ian, what do you think?
I'm confused because last time out we said that the Bristol Rovers car factory had burnt down, and now you're claiming that it's still around. I'm getting continuity errors, Thomas. And I have to talk about that because there's not much to talk about this one. This really, I'm going to say it, this is a must-win game for Tranmere. It's got to the point now they are sliding behind the sides that are just above them, like your AFC Wimbledons, like your MK Dons, like your Rochdales.
Yeah.
They need to win this game. And I have a feeling that they will. I'm going to stick my neck out on Tranmere on this one and say they are going to edge it 2-1. Okay, everybody, before we move on to another game, we're just going to take a little bit of a break. And this is the point where myself and Thomas would like to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for anybody that's watched any second of any of our videos. We really do appreciate it. If you do like the videos, please continue to give them a like. That helped us out so much. And also, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, hit that notify bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Again, thank you to everybody that leaves a comment. Thomas does get to the comments eventually, and he will reply, usually within 12 to 13 working days. As always, all of our videos are in association with Grandstand Bettors. If you haven't been over to their website yet, what the hell are you doing? These guys are superb tipsters. They will help you out. They will help you win money. And so basically, just go over to Grandstand Bettors and all your financial concerns will melt away. Not a guarantee. I think that will do it for the promo. Thomas, lead us into the next game.
Do I have to?
Contractually obliged.
The scum from Wycombe Wanderers host the criminals from Fleetwood Town.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one to call, isn't it? Not because I'm worried about who's going to win, just because I don't want to back a winner. I really, really don't want either of these sides to win. I don't even really want either of these sides to get a point. Oh, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I'm a little bit more tolerable towards Wycombe than I am to Fleetwood. I despise Fleetwood Town. I despise Joey Barton. And therefore, I will back Wycombe again to win at home. 1-0.
I'd like to very quickly state, Fleetwood Town, your fans are fine. It's your manager that we have a serious, serious problem with, and your team slightly on the side of that. Wycombe, what can I say?
And we're very biased opinions, and I support Oxford, and Oxford have never beaten Fleetwood Town.
So he's allowed to, and I just can't stand Joey Barton for love nor money. So I'm also going to go with Wycombe Wanderers, and I've got them winning 1-0.
Sunderland versus Rochdale.
Well, as we all know, Rochdale are Ian's favourite club, and I'm sure he's going to wax lyrical about them in a minute. I know nothing about them. Was it Rochdale that almost sold a player to AC Milan? Or Liverpool or something? I don't know. Doesn't matter. They're hopeless. They're coming up against a Sunderland team on amazing form. They were on amazing form until the Portsmouth game. We don't know what they did this weekend. I'm going to back Sunderland to beat a poor Rochdale side 3-0.
Do you know what? This is a game you look at and you just think this has surely got to be a not a must win, but a game Sunderland are going to win. This is going to be backed by thousands of people up and down the country on their accumulators at the weekend, I assure it. And this is exactly the sort of game where Sunderland usually shoot themselves in the foot and they'll look back at the end of the season and go, yeah, if only we'd have beat Rochdale in that home game. Because inexplicably, they have this habit of drawing 1-1 in games like this, and that's exactly what I'm going to go for. Come on, Rochdale! You know you're my boys. One apiece.
And just out of interest, how many of rounds have you won because you picked 1-1 in a Sunderland match and it ended?
Well, I don't know how many rounds I've won, but I can certainly tell you how much money I've won.
Oh, how much is that?
Nothing.
Well, with that bombshell dropped on you from the betting expert Ian Allen, it's Lincoln City versus MK Dons.
Lincoln City to win, Tom. I really think Lincoln can do this. I really think they're a team on the run. No, I can't even say that anymore. That Southend result is still lingering too much in my memory. Oh, what a joyous place to live. But my God, that football team hurt me when they lost to Southend United. Let's hope that Michael Appleton has rectified things so they can go out and beat MK Dons this week on this midweek round. And I'm going to back Lincoln. Foolish as I am, I'm going to back Lincoln to beat the MK Dons 2-0.
Now, I wasn't listening the whole time. I actually put it on mute, generally in between parts. But did anyone ask Michael Appleton about that result during the Oxford vs Newcastle game? And the second thing is, was Michael Appleton hired there just to come to Oxford, see decent tactics in play, and then try and apply them? Carl Robinson, the savant, may have taught Michael Appleton a lesson here. And I believe Michael Appleton will put that lesson to good use by beating MK Dons in the least convincing fashion, 2-1.
Thomas, how the hell have you gone from calling Carl Robinson a raving lunatic to a savant?
As much as Oxford fans don't want to remember the fact that Newcastle are a Premier League team that were outplaying them and out-defending them for the first 80 minutes, you and I have a difference of opinion here. I think Carl Robinson's tactics and his ability to raise his team was on show in that match, as was his bravery to do things. And this season, the team has looked better. Also, and I know this sounds mad, but the selling of Baptiste is shooting a nutcase in the foot, and he still seems to be responding with a mild level of positivity. And for the rest of the season, I'd like to see Oxford do well. I've been watching them with you for 2 years. I've been watching them on and off, living in this town for 11 years. And I think it's time that I gave them a little bit of support because they are entertaining. And I think that the match reaffirms my love of football that they played against Newcastle. And the Holland goal will live in my memory for a long time. So I'm going to back Oxford more often.
Okay, just before we move on, I'm going to apologise to Lincoln City and MK Dons fans, because if you look on the timestamps and you think, oh, good, they give a lot amount of time to this game this week. We really didn't. And with that said, Peterborough United versus Southend United.
Now here we have a team which I believe will still be in form versus one of the worst teams in League One, possibly one of the worst teams in the English Football League, because Southend, even in League Two, are going to have a hard time competing against the might of Bury. Yeah, I've got Peterborough United to win this one. I think it's going to be pretty convincing, 4-0.
Tom, can I predict that they'll win by referee stoppage? Because
yes.
I think that they will humiliate Southend in this one. I'm sorry, Southend fans, but it's hard not to think that Peterborough are going to absolutely rack up even more of a goal, put an even bigger score in their goal difference than they've had already this season. And what a nice game for Peterborough to have after Oxford kicked the stuffing out of them at the weekend, to go and have a free hit like this against Southend. I'm going to do something crazy. And I'm going to say they're going to hit Southend for 6-0.
And I'll give you a bonus point on the round if they win 6-0.
Will you give me a bonus point if they score 6?
Okay, I'll tell you what. If you win match day 32 and Peterborough win 6-0, I'll give you a 2-round win instead of a 1-round win. So you get 2 whole points. But if Peterborough just scores 6 goals and it's a different scoreline, you'll get a bonus point within the round.
Well, that's very generous, Thomas.
Well,
very generous. By the way, I'm going to say your bonus is going to be that if you get any score correct, you only get 2 points instead of 3.
Shrewsbury Town versus Accrington Stanley.
Before I get into this game, I just want to highlight one thing. Accrington Stanley player Billy Key, he had to retire from football age 29. He is a player I really liked. Annoyingly, he always seemed to score goals against Oxford. He was the sort of player I always wished Oxford would sign, and it's a real shame to see him not playing anymore.
A talented footballer.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a good lower league goal scorer. He always seemed to score a lot. I'm sure he was always like double figures to 20 goals in a season. And it's just a real shame that a guy like that's had to retire so young. So, sorry, shame for him, shame for Accrington Stanley. And let's hope because of that, Accrington can rally round and get a good result against Shrewsbury, because nobody really likes Shrewsbury, do they? They couldn't even beat Liverpool kids. They couldn't even beat Liverpool under 8s. Oh my God, what more of a chance are you ever going to have to win at Anfield? And they blew it. Blew it with a stupid own goal. So come on, Accrington. Win it 2-1 for me. And for Billy, and for someone else.
Bobby?
David Lloyd. Accrington.
And Virgin Active. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think Accrington will raise their game and Shrewsbury will play anti-football.
Your auntie's football?
Yes, my auntie's football.
Thomas, let's just disregard all the other games because once again, they mean absolutely nothing. We come to the 11th and final match, a match that I know you're not going to back the same way as me because it's time for the main event.
Burton Albion versus Oxford United.
My God, how cruel is February looking to Oxford United? It is going to be freaky February, as I'm going to call it. It's like 8 or 9 games we've got this month. We've got to play Peterborough. Now we've got to play Burton. I think we've got to play...
Big match of the month, Southend United.
Yes, we've got them too. But we've still got to... And we've got to play Sunderland. And we've got to play Ipswich in this month as well. It is going to be a brutal month for Oxford, and we'll certainly see whether they are promotion candidates at the end of this month. This one's going to be tough. Burton beat us 4-2 at the Kassam Stadium in a real crazy game, which Carl Robinson really kind of admits he made mistakes in that game, just desperately trying to get back into it, and Burton hit us on the break a couple of times because they are a really good side, really well drilled. This is going to be hard. Last year they played with 10 men against Oxford for like 70 minutes and we still drew 0-0 with them. So it's going to be tough, especially with Oxford scoring problems. 1-0 to the Yellows.
So as much as I said that I'm going to back Oxford United, I see a problem here. And the first problem I see is that most of the first team players have just gone and played 120 minutes against Newcastle. And I don't have GPS data or any of that, but especially in the second half, it was Oxford United sprinting forward over and over and over and over and over and over again. Taylor's played a lot more time than I think they ever planned on him playing, which means Jamie Mackey is probably up front again, or Marcus Brown. I don't have a huge problem with Marcus Brown up front. I actually have to agree with Martin Keown slightly that he might actually be better through the middle than he is on the wing at this point. His hold-up play, when he gets it, is quite good. It hasn't looked like a good winger for Oxford yet. And maybe
he's more involved in the game, isn't he? That's the thing. You said it. Like he has to be involved because he's in the middle. Yeah. When he's on the wing, he kind of flirts in and out of the game.
And he looks mildly disinterested at times, and that's a problem. But that being said, Burton Albion are a really good club, and I think Oxford's biggest problem, besides selling 2 of their best players, is they are going to be physically drained coming into this. They've got to travel. They're playing a team that is well drilled, has played really well defensively this season, don't concede a lot of goals. And I think Oxford United, not because they're the worst team, but because of sheer exhaustion, having also just gone away to Peterborough, I don't think they're going to win this match. And I think they're going to lose this game 2-1, if I'm being totally honest. But not for lack of effort or lack of skill, but because, like you said, Freaky February is in full effect.
I don't think there'll be that many goals in this game. I reckon 1 goal settles this either way.
So you've got 1-0 to Oxford, yeah?
I got 1-0 to Oxford. It's just, as you said, 2 tight defences, and I don't take a lot of stock in travel. I think that's part and parcel of being a professional footballer, but I do definitely think the minutes toll up on Oxford.
Well, it's 120 minutes against Newcastle, then travelling to Peterborough, and then 3 days later having travelled to Burton. It's more of continual away matches following an incredibly exhausting thing, and it's just that extra rest, like
no excuses. Your job. No excuses.
No, play like a job. Never leave a crasher behind.
Yeah. No excuses. It's your job.
And with that said, if you came here looking for detailed football analysis, you're in the wrong place.